Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us. RUX's first YouTube AMA with 5.5 days left on the Kickstarter campaign, which has been going absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for participating. What do you want to talk about, Tony? We could get right into the questions, or we could, I know one of the popular ones might be what's new, because we just unlocked something pretty amazing and we haven't shown them it yet.
Yep. Yep, we could run through that.
So we just recently, well, not even just recently now, we pretty early on in the campaign, we exceeded $200,000 Canadian, which was what our stretch goal for the campaign. Amazing that it happened so early. And that allowed us to unlock the Duffel Box Ultra, which is hiding behind us here. And yeah, it's basically for its weight, the strongest duffel bag you could possibly make, and in the same awesome shape as the duffel box. So we are fired up.
Yeah, you might recognize the Ultra fabric from pretty popular these days in the outdoor world, bike packing, lots of stuff to be made out of it. And yeah, this is the 400D version. So just like incredibly strong type of material, and also completely waterproof in that it is a laminate, and there's this film on the back of the fabric that makes it completely waterproof, so indestructible. I mean, obviously still a stitched bag, so I'm not going to go ahead and say this is a waterproof bag, but the fabric's waterproof and indestructible. So this is definitely a step up in the duffel box construction.
Backstory or background on the fabric, where it came from and what it's similar to?
Yeah, so this is an ultra high molecular weight polyethylene fabric, better known as Dyneema, its brand name. But then it's been laminated with this diamond grid and also a film of PET plastic. So all of that combined. It all comes out of sailing world. So these fabrics were developed originally for super high-end racing sailboats, and then started finding use in bags. And this is like kind of the evolution of it. So like specifically made for bags now. But yeah, very cool space age fabric. Strong as steel, light as feathers, and yeah, in our duffel box, it gives it like a really nice, like even more kind of body. Just because this fabric's like extra crispy. For example, this is a question that we got asked yesterday. Actually, like I don't think in any of our videos we ever really showed how the duffel box can be squished flat. So this is a regular duffel box. The Ultra one will do the same. But yeah, as you can see, this fabric's just a lot lighter, which is really nice as well for hand fill and just nice light fabric. And yeah, the regular duffel box, the Ultra duffel box.
So the Ultra is coming in the same two sizes, 55 liter shown here and 75 liter. You can get it a few different ways. If you've already backed the campaign, you can either add this to your pledge, which we think is the way to go because they're awesome, and then you have both. If you want to change to this one, that's also fine. It's been a little bit quirky, so your best bet is to go in. If it doesn't do anything for you, first log in and then log out, and then try and find the change pledge button. And if all else fails, just email us, and myself or Den will help you out. Is it waterproof?
Yes, the fabric itself is waterproof. Again, it's sewn here, so there is this seam, but like this one, the foam extends all the way around. So even this bag, I would say, is quite waterproof. With the Ultra, again, yeah, it's just, well, you can kind of see it there. This film is a completely waterproof film, so This bag, I would say, is even more waterproof than this already quite waterproof bag. Would I take it swimming? Probably not. But will it keep the rain off? 100%.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty. I mean, even our first couple of trips with it, it's been on rainy boat camping trips, driving over the Hurley in the lashing. Yeah, pretty awesome. Definitely very RUX. Some of the other questions we've had recently, maybe just for the people new and joining, we could just do a little tour of how either one of them works. Maybe the black one, because it's a bit less comfortable.
Okay.
But yeah, it's funny. We completely forgot to show how well it collapses, because part of the strength of it is how structured it is and how easy it is to pack. But yes, at the end of the day, you can pack it flat if you're done with it. But the real magic is when you're using it.
Yeah, so basically taking the idea of a duffel bag, but making it so that it actually wants to stand open and is more of a box, kind of turns into a bin. That's all because we got rid of the zipper, because I don't like zippers. They're very fragile. Got rid of the zipper, replaced it with a roll top that we developed this segmented roll top. Just added these extra segments to the top edge of it here where you roll it. And that allows it to fold back nicely like this and kind of creates its own rim and gives it structure with the foam in the body of the bag. It just kind of stands there like that. So really nice.
Let's give them a quick, so you can see the camera on the inside there.
Yeah. Inside's all white.
Yeah. And so it packs really well, similar to some of the benefits of the RUX 70 liter that a lot of you know and love. It's just that much easier to see your gear, access your gear, pack your gear. And yeah, it's just really awesome for that. Just getting feedback that we'll show the camera. We'll show as low as possible when we're showing what's inside there. Yeah. The inside is definitely worth checking out on this. It's anytime I've used it, it's definitely just so much better than a floppy duffel bag. So rather than having to scramble and try and find what you're doing, it's white inside. People have asked about that. So yes, it's black on the outside or green, but all three of them are white on the inside. So it's really easy to see what's inside there. And it's just really easy to stage from. So if you get to somewhere that doesn't have cupboards, or you're camping, or you just want to live out of your duffel, this is the way to go. Maybe we'll just do a few of the questions we've heard about the campaign. So how much time is left? There's exactly 5.5 days left. So don't miss your chance to get in on this. Because after that, they're gone. They are coming in the spring. So if you're asking when they ship, these are ready. These will be ready to ship mid-March 2026. Really excited about that. Unlike our last campaign, every add-on and reward that you see in this campaign ships in that window. So there's no phase 1, phase 2 like we did with the waterproof tote bags. So whether you are pledging for this bag or this guy or any of the organizer panels and add-ons within it, they will all ship together in March, nice and easy, hopefully. And we've learned a lot about the back end of Kickstarter, so we'll try and make it as seamless as possible for you. But if you have any questions, just reach out and one of us will help you out, because there's only a few days left and we want to make sure that everyone gets in on it. Another question is either how to add things onto it or what you should add onto it. So first I'll yap and then Tony can show and tell. We chose the most logical add-ons for the campaign. So after you pledge your duffel box, you can either before that, you can grab a bundle or the bag on its own. And if you get the bag on its own, then you can choose to add packing bags and cubes, organizer panels, utility straps, and of course, shoulder straps as well. So those are by far the best fit components, but really everything at RUX works well together. but maybe we can just do a little show and tell.
Sure.
Or a camera with
Yeah.
things.
Yeah. Would it help if we just tilted the camera down a bit?
I think it's because the feed is this guy. And so
oh, that's the gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so I feel like everyone's probably seen the duffel box already, but I'll just kind of run through it again and the way that it works well with the system and the rest of the parts and components. So like I was saying, it's a duffel bag that stands open for easy packing and organizing. And then the real magic when it comes to that is when you actually start using the organizer packing system bags that we make. These work with our RUX 70s as well. They have the RUX buckles on them. But what's cool is that the duffel box has these soft rails where when you put one of these bags in, these buckles actually connect into these rails quite well, actually, surprisingly well. And then that just holds the packing bag standing like so. And you can have all sorts of pieces like the 10-liter packing cubes. And so
I'm rocking a 22 of the 10s in a pocket.
Yeah, so this is kind of like a good setup. You know, a couple of these bags fit perfectly down at that end, one of these down at that end. Keeps everything separated and organized. I usually have like one for dirty stuff that's going over there, and I just keep swapping things around. And then the really nice thing is when you go to pack this up at the end of the day, you don't even have to do any of those bags up. They just stay standing open like that, and you can just squish the whole thing down to whatever volume you have of stuff, and then that's it. There's no zipper packing cube things to have to compress and do all that. You just squish the whole thing down as one unit, and there is your stuff ready to go. And at this volume, I can say this works as a carry-on. I just did a quick trip to New York last week, and yeah, it checked out in the carry-on
Pass the test
thing. No one asked any questions, so that's very cool. So then with the 75, it's the same, but you can get one more bag or something, 2 more packing cubes or whatever you want in there. I don't think this one would pass the carry-on test. It's a little too long, but you know, if you have more stuff and you're going to check your bag, then 75 is a good option. Works in the same way with the roll. It's got 2 snaps on this one. And despite not being totally waterproof, these bags are actually really lightweight. You kind of have to push the air out before you start rolling it, or you won't be able to get it closed. 75's got 3 straps over the top, and again, if you do it right, it all compresses down quite nicely.
On that note, Tony, we've been asked a few times in our previous AMAs about like, is this a travel bag? Which, yes, absolutely. Obviously, this is a travel bag. Works really well for that. People have asked about, is there a way to TSA lock it? Our best solution for that is to get a cable lock with the TSA lock on the end of it. And there's a bunch of these different Hypalon latch points around the top of the bag that you can secure in place. So there would be some creative ways to lock it if you need to, but otherwise certainly very secure. Maybe flip it forward too for with these compression straps as well.
Yeah, you could run a cable between some of the loops. I mean, it's still a fabric bag at the end of the day, so you know.
There's ways in.
If somebody's motivated, they'll find a way in, but yeah, you could definitely kind of lock it close if you needed to.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
let's see what else. What's included, what's not included. The bag itself is what's included if you pledge for the bag. Shoulder straps are an option, as I mentioned. They can come in handy. They're definitely not a required part of the bag, but if you're going to be backpacking it fairly often or want to carry it one shoulder, there's Tony will set us up one way, but there's infinite ways that you can set up the shoulder straps onto either of the duffel boxes. Likewise, any of those other components, I certainly encourage everybody to consider it because it does really tie the room together well. So the way that Tony just packed all those 10-liter and 20-liter packing cubes in there just really opens up a duffel experience unlike any that I've had. You can really just, like, suddenly it's not about wasting your time trying to shove everything into little zippered packing cubes and the packing process. It's just really easy to do. And then you can live out of your duffel, like I said, because everything's open. It's easy to access.
Yeah. So easy to set up into a backpack mode if you need to go hands-free through the airport. Real nice. And like Jamie said, there's a lot of different ways that you could connect the straps and use them. Like even when it's kind of in backpack mode, you can still just throw it on shoulder sling. These handles will actually kind of like fold back out of the way. If you put the roll top back like that, makes it more comfortable for your backpack carry.
Another party trick similar to the RUX gearboxes, because the shoulder straps are removable, you can actually use them to lash the duffel onto things. Like you can undo one end of the shoulder strap, loop it around a rack or something, and clip it right back into the bag.
Yeah.
It's a pretty quick and easy way to secure it. So
yeah,
really similar to our gearboxes in terms of how.
Another fun thing is if you need to, you can always just take one of these bags, grab the shoulder strap from your duffel, and basically have a nice little day bag for cruising around. Andre was using this when we were in New York. And it's kind of like handy if you need that. And we've got like a cool option carry. One can also roll and close up.
And that works for pretty much anything in the RUX lineup. So because of
you can
this,
even connect them to one of these if you really wanted to.
And same with like our cooler cubes, other side bags. If you've either misplaced one on your waterproof tote bag, again, it's kind of anything else. So
kind of universal. Oh, so the other thing that the other component that some people might be into for the duffels are organizer panels. Sure. Also integrate into the duffel box here. There's a couple ways you can do it. You can do it kind of quick like this with the buckles, and then they just kind of stay pinned back there. Or if you want to get a little bit more secure, you can actually use these, call them the chips. They go into these little tabs, these little lash points on the inside. You can put them on the ends. You can put one in the middle and divide it up. Makes the duffel box, obviously a lot more of a box. You can even put them on the sides like that. And if you want to go full box, you can have our larger panels that fit the entire length of the long side.
So in the add-ons, 30 by 30 is the ones Tony showed that fit on the ends of any of the duffel boxes, and 40 by 30 are the ones that fit the exact length of the 55-liter duffel boxes. And of course, they will fit within the larger 75-liter box. They just won't fill up the entire side. And I guess those are quite transferable to the 70 liters.
Yes. Yeah. Like those were actually originally made for the 70s so that you could have some more organization. And if you don't want your 70 to collapse unexpectedly, then you just put one of those into the ends or the sides.
And they were shockingly popular. So, Tony, can you explain a bit more about the design philosophy around wide mouth packing and why RUX is so committed to that concept?
Yeah, it's it's basically just trying to make the actual packing and unpacking and use of any bag, whether it's our duffel box, the original RUX 70, just like born from a frustration with fighting your bag to get things in and out of it. Seems really silly because because I mean, I guess if all you want to do is carry stuff and you don't really care about the packing and unpacking part, it's fine. Or if your priority is on, say, like a completely waterproof bag that requires a full-on T-zip or waterproof zipper and it needs to be sealed, then I guess that's a compromise you have to make. But I just think that most of the time that's not necessary, and the emphasis should be on how well is it easy, or how easy is it to get your stuff in, get your stuff out, see what you got in there, just kind of, yeah.
And it makes a really big difference.
Yeah. And then it becomes not just a thing that you get to a place and take your stuff out and then it kind of gets all yard saley because you don't want to actually put it back in. It just like, you just kind of use this as a bin. And it just kind of keeps your stuff way more tight and organized.
Yeah, you can stage from it. So, you could have it in the back of your truck with all of your bike gear in it. Or again, on my family trip, there was no cupboards, so we just lived out of them. It could be a climbing bag for your climbing gear, or it's like bringing a cupboard with you, and it can even be used as a cupboard. So Jeff on the product team put a organizer panel down the middle, hung it sideways in a Scout camper, and it was basically super portable, versatile shelving for cupboards. So try and do that with a typical duffel bag.
Yeah. It's just a fun way of going about designing stuff and just thinking about it in a little bit of a different way, not accepting sort of that zippers or whatever are going to be the status quo.
This one is just going to check one of the questions here. Okay. Other questions in terms of the campaign, other things that are included, not included. So different than the other campaign, we were configuring the fulfillment through Kickstarter itself, not through another platform. I think it should be smoother and easier for all of you backers. There are some changes. So looking at the details of the campaign, hopefully we've made it clear that shipping is separate from this. So shipping is in the post-campaign fulfillment. You'll see it in there. I think we've subsidized a bit, so it should be reasonable shipping costs. Other things, we did open this up to Europe, including non-EU countries. And so, so VAT, duties, things like that are not included, similar to what we currently do anyways when we're shipping to those countries. So if you have any questions on that, definitely hit us up and please take notice of those notes in the post-fulfillment tracker. If you're wondering about colors or options, that all happens post-campaign. So if you've got the packing system, you can choose between the white nylon or the mesh version of it. Obviously for the duffel, you can choose what color after the campaign. And I think it should work out well that everybody will get the color they want. The Ultras are shockingly limited, so they could even sell out during this campaign, in which case you can't have them in March even if you wait. So that's worth considering. It's gone really well. They've been really well received. And maybe we'll just jump back to you. Tony's got some awesome examples of the organizer panels in use. So let's check those out. Yeah. These were a bit of a sleeper product. They sold out a lot faster than we planned. So we're excited to have more coming.
Yeah. So this is Andre's. This is an original one. You'll notice it's black. This one just has like these three smaller pockets on the front, one big pocket on the back. Just kind of crazy how handy it is to just have your stuff sort of organized into this format where you can see everything. So the ones that will be coming with the duffel boxes are these updated ones. They have the same white ripstop as the rest of the organizing components. Little bit of an update. Now we've put a couple pen and pencil slots. There's actually 2 versions with similar things, just kind of slightly different pocket configurations.
I'll jump in and add that they come as pairs because that wasn't super
pairs.
clear. So if you order the organizer panel set, you get a pair. If you order one of the bundles that includes these, you get a pair.
Yeah. So yeah, they cool updated handle, so that kind of like just slides out of the way when you don't need it, but gives you enough. You can grab it there. The chips on the corners that allow you to secure it into the duffel boxes, and then the buckles for the RUX 70s. And if you're using these in your duffel, you can always just lay them down and out of the way if you don't want it in like full box mode. Also new is going to be this larger format, which we made because it fits along the long edge of the RUX 70 and the duffel boxes. And this is my MacBook Pro, whatever, the bigger size, and it fits perfectly in the back there. Yeah, you can fit a lot of stuff in these things. iPad, MacBook, notebook, all sorts of cables, pens, jump drives, all the things I need for cruising around doing some work. And what's nice is these, if you have any of these kinds of bags, any of our organizing bags, our waterproof bags, any of our bags, this kind of makes a really handy thing because you can just take your panel and it just goes into any one of these bags pretty well. I mean, even though this panel is actually slightly longer, you can see it still fits in there pretty well. And then that becomes actually a pretty nice emergency day bag if you need it.
And that's part of why I think the current version of the panel sold so well, is that we maybe didn't anticipate how well they work with all the different components. So they first and foremost, they work to make your RUX 70 liter more rigid and more organized, but they work super well in the waterproof tote bags. They even fit in the cooler bag for that matter. And then, you can just take on this. So that's a good way to show that part of the reason the duffel box isn't over designed with too many pockets, because then what are you gonna do with your pocket? Whereas this, you can just pick up and go. So you basically make way more use out of each part of the system if you have them working together.
Yeah. And
again, that was the bigger one was the 40 by 30, and the little one was the 30 by 30, and they come in pairs. Maybe also just a quick hello and welcome to anybody who's joined us partway through. It's probably obvious, but we're in the middle of a AMA about the duffel box. There's 5.5 days left on Kickstarter. We're answering any questions you have, and we're blown away by how well this campaign has gone so far. It's awesome. We can't wait to make these things for you all.
Another fun combo, if you get the packing system, the bag, cube, and the pocket, is you can actually use the pocket as a very small day bag, which is actually pretty fun. I've done this actually quite a bit. The most comfortable strap for the smallest bag, but worked quite well in a pinch. So if you're getting the packing system, that's another little bonus feature.
Definitely something you can't do with a sewn-on pocket of a normal duffel bag.
No, yeah, and I just thought of it because there are a couple pockets in the ends of the
let's show
ends
that.
of the duffel boxes.
Watch that. I'm even going to take off my shoe to demonstrate this.
It fits shoes quite well. When you're shoving them in at the end, want to keep them separated. Just a little snap kind of keeps it from gaping open. So there's those 2 pockets, but that's it. Otherwise, you can just use the rest of the system. And yeah, it just gives you a little bit more flexibility in how you pack your duffel box.
Let's see. Right. Oh, yeah. So mentioned briefly, but here, there's a good way to show it. So the whole packing system, the 20-liter bag, the 10-liter cube, and the pocket come in either this white nylon or the mesh. And after the campaign, you can choose which is which. So obviously you choose the mesh if you want to see what's inside or want to keep things fresh or want to put your stinky laundry in there. Anything goes. Or conversely, maybe keep things from getting stinky because they're in a mesh bag. And then, yeah, any of these 3 sizes come in each of those materials. So you can choose from those after the campaign. And then I guess the other thing is with the bundles come with one of each of those sizes. But if you want to mix and match to your heart's content, you could either in the add-ons section add more single units, or you could just build it a la carte. You'll save a little bit if you start with a bundle and then you add a few on after that. And I do think anybody who gets the set will be pleased with the variety, but will probably also want at least a second set in the very near future. Because you just start to, it's kind of like everything RUX. Like once you get into the system, it's just so much easier to use them all together. How small can you compress the duffel down to for storage and things? That's a good call. We showed it flat early on, but let's show that again because that was a popular new question that we've heard. And then maybe just see if you can go.
So because it does have the foam that gives it structure, it's not going to compress like this, but you can get it down basically as flat as that.
Any duffel.
So there it is, completely squished down, and then depending on what you have inside of it, again, you can configure it in a variety of ways, but well, actually here, let me show this because I don't think we showed it in its kind of like if you actually have these panels in here, like so, this is sort of like maximum size. And so the way that we figured out the size of this, the 55-liter duffel, is we just took the dimensions of it and multiplied them, and that gave us kind of the cubic square centimeters in literage. You could actually fit more than 55 liters worth of stuff in here just because of the fact that, this, I mean, that's actually 100 liters right there because up to here is 100 liters. So
I've already taken advantage of that. So
so you can actually, overfill. We it's kind of like a technical 55, but real world, it's probably closer to 60 or 65 liters.
And to put that in perspective, the 55-liter slides like a glove into the 70-liter RUX. So one way to illustrate there's volume to work with there.
Yeah.
Look at that when it's airfilled too.
Yeah. So this is it. If you do end up, say you go on a trip, you go light on your way there, and then you get a bunch of souvenirs on your way back. You got room to work with. So that's it.
Which happens every single time.
Yeah. And that's with the panels in the end, they just give it like a real box like shape.
So with panels in, you won't get the carry-on size, but you can easily flip them up if you.
Yeah. So there it is, full size. And then again, you can configure the. You might need to move your straps around a little bit if it gets that much bigger. You could pop them up to some of these other lash points. Might just make it a bit more of a comfy carry for you. And you got options there. So let's fold those handles down out of the way. So there's another way of backpack carrying that like that. Yeah.
Awesome.
And then if you say on your way to somewhere, and again, you could always just take these panels and kind of lay them down flat like this.
while you're there demonstrating, Tony, somebody's also asking if these stack. If they're good at stacking.
Stack. Yeah. I mean, they're square bags, so they definitely probably stack better than like a traditional. Most duffel bags are kind of based on a round shape, or a lot of them are traditionally. So these ones will stack better just for the fact that they are have a boxy shape to them.
I found they definitely help for I like to call it dad Tetris when you're packing or the start of a big trip. I've usually got a few RUX 70 liters on the bottom layer, and then a couple of duffels, and then if it's an even bigger trip, another layer of the duffels. And yeah, it just creates a really uniform, boxy packing experience, which usually is a lot better suited for most vehicles.
So there it is. You could conceivably compress it more once these two edges kind of meet. Probably won't be able to compress it down much more than that, but that's kind of like a perfect carry-on size there anyways. So that's nice.
On the note of sizes, the one thing I found with the combination of this and the packing cubes is that I pack way tighter than I anticipated. So I'll grab what I think is 55 liters worth of weekend gear, and by the time I'm putting it in all the packing cubes and then compress it into this, somehow I'm in carry-on mode again.
Yeah.
So it does a really good job of compressing all the stuff that you pack, but not in that time-consuming, nerdy way that a lot of cheap packing cubes do. It's just like a nice way to pack and somehow compresses everything in the process.
Yeah.
So win-win.
Don't have to hook it up to a vacuum pump to suck the air out or something.
Yeah. Questions about where they're available, which is definitely good to talk about. So because of the complexities of Kickstarter fulfillment, we want to underpromise and overdeliver. So we are fulfilling in Canada, USA, and Europe. Not beyond there really, but we do look forward to getting this product out to the rest of the world once it's available. So this is like the fresh start of the Duffel Box line at RUX. They will arrive in March, and at that time, obviously the Kickstarter discount won't be available by that time, but at least you won't have to wait. So by then, we look forward to having them through our distribution partners in Australia, Japan, and perhaps further afield, because they've definitely caught people's attention. And if you're just hell bent on getting one of these things to a weird part of the planet in the meantime, do reach out and we'll see what we can do. We just can't make a reward tier for every country, but we do want you to get your hands on these eventually. And on that note, so again, if you didn't hear earlier, at the end of the campaign is when you choose your colors, your material options. It's one last chance to add some things onto the campaign. And of course, give us your shipping address, and then we can start to get really organized for spring. How's production process looking? You excited? This the factory?
Yeah, well, we're about to head there on Monday over to Vietnam to visit the factory, check in, see how the production's going before they fully start going. So we'll get to see one last time before they start actually sewing all these things up.
Got a different unrelated question, Tony, from Instagram asking no waist supports ? So I guess they're wondering about just its backpackability in ways that you can
no, there's no waist belt. It's not, I wouldn't say it's like going to be a backpack that you want to go on a backpacking trip with. It's more the idea is that you could put 2 straps on it and carry it like a backpack, for transit, airport, that sort of thing. I mean, if you wanted to make it really comfy for actually backpack carrying, you could always put the straps so they're on this side somehow. Get creative.
While you're demonstrating that, somebody else just asked where we manufacture them. And so we do that in Vietnam, where Tony and the team are headed very soon, in about a week. Looking forward to see the team again. It's an awesome group of people, and they've been amazing to us. They definitely know what they're doing, and they produce a lot of the world's premium, weatherproof outdoor gear. And we're thrilled to have them as a partner.
Yeah, so if you want to set up for even more of a backpack style carry, and you don't want any of these things against your back, you can do things to make this smoother and more comfortable. But say you did want to do it this way, it is also possible to have these straps going to this side, which is not uncommon for some, a lot of duffel bags that turn into backpacks will have the straps on the back side there. So there you go, a little smoother. Might be able to rig up some sort of belt system. Again, it's not really a backpack, just a duffel bag that can be carried like a backpack.
Somebody thought some more info on the fabrics might be interesting. So I mentioned Vietnam. Our other fabrics come from Taiwan. And then obviously Tony and team designed and tested and used everything here in Squamish, BC, Canada. Our friends in Vietnam manufacture them, and the rest is history. I guess we've been having fun. RUX is still a fairly boutique brand. Ordering, it's really important that we order the right quantities of fabrics for the right products. So it's cool being able to bring this new fabric into the mix. And of course, this guy. Anything else I guess we didn't mention, if people don't know about the Ultra, we do have the Ultra fabric already in our packing system. It's a members only exclusive product. So if you aren't already a RUX member, do sign up for it. There's lots of perks like exclusive products, early product drops, special discounts, friends and family deals, etc. So definitely check that out. So right now we have the packing bag, pocket, and cube in Ultra. This is perhaps the start of something with the Duffel line. And somebody's asking if there's any other plans for the Ultra fabric or colors or patterns.
Yeah, I mean, this challenge, the company that makes the Ultra fabrics is called Challenge, and they make just a whole range of different cool fabrics. Similar, not always like the Ultra is the one with the ultra high molecular weight polyethylene weave on the front, but they also make different kind of nylons and recycled fabrics that are all laminated together, denim, camouflage. So yeah, we'll stay tuned for other cool limited releases using these fabrics.
The membership zone is definitely the place to keep an eye on for that. We've had a lot of fun doing these limited releases because we're a agile, independent brand. So let's have some fun with it.
Yeah. Send
us your requests.
Yeah.
Either here live or just
we'll probably put out some upvotes and that sort of thing. I was just gonna say that this fabric, it's the same fabric that we use in the packing system, and it's like 105D plain weave nylon. It's really beautiful fabric. It's got a nice crispiness to it. It's got a light PU coating on the back, so it's actually pretty waterproof. And then the rip is also the ultra high molecular weight polyethylene. So basically a Dyneema rip in a really nice nylon. What's that?
Oh, no, it's fine. Yeah, carry on.
And then these black strips are all a heavy duty Hypalon-like material, basically heavily coated. Can't remember what the base fabric is, but it's some sort of 800 or 1000D. So that's really strong. We've been using that material in various parts of our bags for a while now and had no problems with it. So all of these lash points are made out of Hypalon. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention we have this nice little card slot on the end, kind of like updated design. I don't know if we've got a card in any of the card slots.
This guy.
Not. Yeah. So
RFID, more accessible from packing up. Couple things, Tony. One, we're at 45 minutes, so this might be last chance for some of your questions. So get in there if you can. And also, somebody's wondering just how well the 55 fits inside this thing, or any other ways that they.
Yeah. So I did design the duffel bag so that they could stack inside of a RUX 70. So if for whatever reason you needed to tessellate your stuff together, and then of course all the packing bags and stuff that you could add more packing cubes on top, say if you're wanting to, and then you get somewhere this just pops out, and and then like I said, these buckles that work well in the soft rails are the same buckles that we use for the hard rails in the RUX. So that's nice.
Yeah, I've already was on a trip and needed both, and then didn't need that on the way back. And I guess I could have packed it flat, but instead I just packed the duffel inside the 70, and then I had a more rigid container, easier to get it home.
Yeah.
And so it's not too obscure of a use case.
Yeah. Yeah, you can just get rid of all the stuff down.
What else we've covered or we could recover? If any of the people who are currently live have questions, let us know. We've gone through a lot of it. Quick reminder again, 5.5 days left on the Kickstarter campaign, so definitely get in there while you can. I think like wondering when they ship. It's this spring. If anybody's wondering about sizing, again, it's 55 liter and 75 liter, colored in black or green. And now you can choose the Ultra as well. Any other words of wisdom for the?
I couldn't imagine traveling without my RUX Duffel box now.
Yeah,
game changer.
It kicked in pretty quick. It's amazing how good it is to use. How about just one about the non-zippers, Tony? We don't stress that too often, but it's a pretty key part of RUX.
Yeah, that was kind of like a fundamental design choice when we started doing RUX, based on the fact that over the years, various companies I've worked for, it seemed like zippers was the number one point of failure, and just from personal experience as well.
I broke my jacket zipper this week. Does that count?
Yeah, exactly. Or like for a duffel bag, I don't know if you guys have ever experienced it, but sitting on top of it with your knee pinning it, reefing on the zipper, like that's just never going to end well. Especially, if you're somewhere out on a trip and then that blows up. So even with the RUX, I never wanted to put a zipper and a lid, or the lid to be on a zipper. Also because then it like flops and you can't really, put it somewhere else. So that's why the RUX 70 doesn't have a zipper. And then when we started working on the duffel box, same thing. It was just like cool, like you can do the doctor bag style opening. You're still having a zipper. If it fails, you'll be sad, and your bag will be garbage. So by just avoiding the zippers, it just opens up a whole new world of possibilities for how you can close things if you don't just go straight to the zipper.
One other question, can you get custom logos on this? The answer is yes. I just accepted an order a few minutes ago. Before this call. There's two really good spots on this bag to put custom logos. So we get those requests a lot for, your business or your event or something, and you want to customize it to have your logo on. We do it a lot for our RUX 70 liter and our waterproof bags, but this is a brand new product and people are starting to ask about it as well. It's our most, travel category friendly product. So I think it's getting some new attention there. So yes, for custom corporate orders or corporate gifts or logos, we can do that. And we love doing it. And similar, I guess I should mention, because this is, absolutely still in line with the RUX product line, but trends more into travel, we're definitely getting more requests for new retailers. So, you're welcome to order one yourself on the Kickstarter if you're a retailer, but you should also give us a call and call dibs on some for spring, because you might not get a chance if you wait too long at this rate. Yeah, no, I second what you said, Tony. After I stole several of the duffels for a long weekend, I don't want to give them back, but I had to, so I hope we make more. It's hard, the video is fun, but I think it's hard to demonstrate the user experience of this and how awesome it is compared to your typical zippered, soggy, floppy duffel bag. So hooray for the duffel box.
Hooray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I guess we should maybe wrap it there unless there's any other questions. Last chance for anybody who's live. That said, we've got a new setup and I don't actually know what button to press. So I might just tell a few dad jokes and thank everybody for joining us. We'll see you soon. Share the good word.
Thanks to anyone who's already supported us on their Kickstarter.
Yes.
Very excited.
Making this whole thing possible, really.